So, hello, hello. We are in our inner view, INNER view, Wise Women series. And so, if you have found this interview, we are thankful that you are here. And I'm going to introduce you to this beautiful soul. And so we would love for you to subscribe, for you to follow, and you'll see a number of incredible women sharing their journey of what's gotten them to where they are and what they're doing now. And that's meant to inspire you to take action so that you are better today than you were yesterday. And so the beautiful Stacey, we have realized that we have known each other for more than a minute. It's more like 20, what was it, 21, 20 years? A good amount of time. And we were introduced through her sister. And I'll never forget the moment I met Stacey and I heard of her journey to that point, and I was absolutely amazed. And I love knowing women who have been knocked down and they've gotten back up because there's more in the inspiration of getting up than there is in the story of staying down. And so we have reconnected here in this beautiful, beautiful space. It started last year and seeing what all Stacey has created for herself. She's educated herself in ways that most won't even attempt. She has challenged herself personally and professionally. And being a mother of five daughters, her example is something absolutely remarkable. And so I love sharing space with Stacey, and I would love for you to know her better. So please share with us more about you.
Hi, I'm Stacey Duffie, and yes, I'm a mother of five beautiful daughters and two grandsons. I have some well, what would you call them? Grandpuppies and grandkitties too, because I have some children that yet have not had children. So I'm looking forward to see where that goes. But I raised my daughters solely on my own. I had a job for the same job for 23 years. During that time, I had a child that had just some issues here and there. And I listened to doctors, I listened to psychologists, I listened to psychiatrists. And in the middle of it, nothing was working. So I started doing some work and some research on holistic protocols that would help her. I did try some of them. I got resistance from anyone that was around my circle that, you should follow the doctors, this and that. So I got to a point where I really felt defeated and lost and not sure what I could do as a parent. So I went back to school and I went to a school in Arizona online and took a holistic wellness practitioner course, which gave me several modalities that I use. I have life coaching, nutritional coaching, toe reading, flower essence, some other modalities. And then when my job that I had for 23 years decided that he was going to retire, I was like, whoa, what am I going to do? So with my severance, I went back to school again and added hypnosis. So with all of those modalities, I've dabbled in them here and there for, the past 10 years, but I really want to get serious because that is what I want to do. I have a full-time job now, but that's not what I want to do. Like I like my job, but I don't want to do that till I retire. I don't want to do that much longer than I already am. I've just come to a point in my life that I want more out of life. Just working and surviving is not enough anymore. I need family time. I need friends. I need people to support me. And that is where I have landed here of all the support. And I couldn't be where I am today without that support. It's the days that I didn't even want to get on phone calls and I just did. And everything I've been feeling all day, each one of you puts this puzzle together for me. And you're like, oh, I was having that. And you're not even saying it. You're just saying things that happened in your life through the day or through the week. And it's like, oh my gosh, I had that. Oh my gosh, I had that. I'm not alone. It's that's the thing is that continually I'm being told I'm not alone. And through this process, I've had a couple of other things happen. I was widowed in 1994. I had the two, and then I was pregnant with my third. And I met a wonderful friend on that night, and we've stayed friends all these years. And then she had a tragedy last summer, and that spiraled me, but it was in a good way. It spiraled me that I have some things that I need to work through to get where I want to be financially free in my own business and stronger than I've ever been. Not that I need to be stronger, but more confident in where I go from here. And I just feel like I'm just in the right place now. And oh, I got lost for a second. Anyways, during that time, all the grief that I had put away for 30 years was slowly hitting me as I was helping my friend. It's like I would watch her and I would think, oh my gosh, like I was watching myself 30 years later go through these steps and it hurt so deeply. But I could jump on a call with you guys and feel that connection, that holding. Like I felt like I was being held through a lot of that I may have not have made it through. And with what she's done, and it's been almost a year and she's still holding on, but wow, it's just and I think that's another thing too, is how quickly things can change. And I want to enjoy every minute that I have now with the people that I love and I care about, doing things, helping others to feel like they are not alone.
Absolutely beautiful. And what I recognize after working with you is that you are so crystal clear with acknowledging your needs.
Yes, for the first time in my life. Yeah, I definitely can agree that I put my life, my needs on hold. It was always for the better of my children also.
You
And
know,
now that they are all on their own, now I'm like finding me.
mhm. And how common that is. We just watched the movie The Life of Pi. We saw it a long, long time ago. I think maybe when it first came out. And there's a part in there that, without spoiling it for anyone, if you haven't seen it, it literally said, I was living for blank, which is beautiful to actually be living for something, yet that for something is actually yourself.
Right.
Like you said, that mirror.
Yeah. I always thought of that as being selfish, but if you're not, and I don't like the word selfish because it isn't being selfish. It's actually being selfless because you're, putting yourself too. As we know, yeah, you can take care of everyone, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot fill with an empty cup.
Yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Pour, thank you. Cannot pour from an empty cup. Yes, that's it.
There's nothing to pour. It's empty.
Right. Right.
Empty.
And there were days that I felt my cup was, there were lots of holes in it.
Mhm.
And I don't feel that way anymore.
Love it. So good. Well, thank you for sharing. And so I'm going to ask a few questions and then I'm going to be able to have you share how people can get in contact with you,
Okay.
how they can connect with all your absolutely beautiful skills and your resources. So, first, what is the most important lesson that you've learned on the journey to success, both in life and business, you wish more women knew?
You're not alone. And you don't have to have everything together. You don't have to have all the knowledge to do. People are starting businesses with not knowing anything really. You just have to have the drive and the want and the right people in your corner to help guide you and or just be there.
Have we said, and I can't remember exactly which one of us, I feel like we keep saying it over and over, what we're learning about medical, anything that relates to medical is a practice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is yes. Yes.
So if it's a
Yeah.
practice, and that's the most serious part of our life, it is our life. If we don't have our life, we have nothing. If we don't have our health, we have very little. So recognizing if that most serious in the best way is a practice, then we can give ourselves the extension of the practice,
Right.
whatever that
Because
may be.
what works for one doesn't always work for everyone. But if you have little bits here and there, you
Yeah,
put things together, make things happen.
choices, choices. Love it.
Yes.
So, how do you maintain focus and clarity on your vision, especially when you're faced with challenges or self-doubt?
Meditation. That is, I go deep. Um, just stepping away for a minute, clearing my head, my thoughts. Um, where's this coming from? Just digging deep to try and find the source of this. Is this just a feeling? Is this something that like maybe I'm too tired right now and I need to stop and I need to, bring myself back. But most of the time it's just, that clarity. You're gonna have those times where, you have doubts and everything else, but you don't have to live there.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I've got to find this. This came to me late last night and I saved it. Oh, for such a time as this. Let's see if I can find it. One moment. Literally just what you were saying. Hold on. Oh, please, 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 let me find it. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh. All right, let me look one more time. It was literally what you were just saying about clarity. It was something I hadn't really heard. Oh, I'll have to come back to it. Darn it. It was so, oh, I love it when those things come around. And
Oh, sorry about that. I thought I had it on
no, that's okay.
silent.
Oh, I'm going to find it and share it. Oh, it was such a good question on that clarity. Let's see, one more step. Let's see if I can might find it. Oh, no. Okay. Love it when it hits us. Oh, I know I'm going to find it and I'll share it. What daily habits outside of meditation and practices have been key in your personal growth and achieving your goals?
Journaling,
Mm.
sitting
Pinpoint.
quiet. So journaling, what I usually do is I might drive to work because I do get up really early right now. I might drive to work. I like to silence everything in the car. If I have time, if I get up in enough time, I will journal it right out. But usually I wait until I get everything together, get in the car because it's an hour and a half drive, and I'm by myself and it's very dark. So I just put on my notes and hit my microphone, and I just kind of get myself in that zone. And whatever pops up, I just kind of journal it out. And then sometimes I'll wait until the end of the day, like when I get home and I might look through it. I might wait till the next day and look through it and then kind of dig down on things that pop out that maybe there's a pattern that maybe I need to rewire or something. And
Mm.
what's going on.
Oh, allowing yourself that opportunity.
Yes, yes. And I get a lot of downloads in my car. I have for years. I was a lot more intuitive when I was younger. I believe that I recently realized that the night of a terrible tragedy that I pre-saw happening, I shut down a lot of that intuition. And I'm trying to open that back up and keep those lines open because there's a lot going on in the universe um, that we can use to guide us and stop fighting it. And, that inner voice, if it's booming in your ears and it doesn't stop, there's a reason. And I'm a firm believer of, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you make a wrong turn. I'm not mad at myself. I'm like, well, obviously there was something that I needed to be delayed for, and
Mhm.
accepting that. I'm on the road too much to not um, think more positively, or I would be a wreck by the time I got to work or home for the end of the day.
So things are happening for you and not to you.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Not the I'm not doing the victim mentality. I don't, I know there are times that I did have a little bit of a victim mentality, but that it was always inner.
Mhm.
It was like, wow, would they treat me this way if they knew what I've been through? Everybody's been through stuff, but it's just the way people were or the way I felt I was being treated. So it's always an inner reflection of, is this mine or is this someone else's?
So
And if this is mine, how do I work through this and let it go?
like
Let
a
it go.
like let it go, let it go,
Yeah.
let it go, and not let it attach.
Right. Right.
Mhm. So, if you could give one piece of advice to a woman stepping into her power or their power and striving for their best lives, what would that be? Best life.
Wow. Here comes the words of my mother. You are, how I want to say this, you are kind of what you surround yourself with. So if you are surrounding yourself with people that don't have a vision as high as yours, you're going to stay in that vibration and you're not going to continue to grow. I'm not telling you to run away from everyone in your life, but you can look over and see the people that really truly have your best interests in mind and the ones that don't. And lately, I have been categorizing these things, and I have recently let a couple of people go that were not serving any purpose to me anymore. It was just a conversation here and there, and you know, I had to let it go for myself, and I let them go in love and light and peace and wish them the best. And if I see them somewhere, I will be very cordial. I love you, but I I can't mix my energy with yours anymore. So,
Two things. And, and,
and
not but.
oh yes, and yes,
And you choose
and
different energy. And
yes.
so let's rephrase that statement you started with that your mom gave you because you said kind of.
Well, she did. It was with
That
my
was her
friends
words.
back, huh? Those were not exactly her words, but it was like, you're better than the people you're hanging out with. Why do you keep lowering yourself? They are not true friends. It's that stuff. You know what I mean?
She gave you an
And some of
awareness.
them, huh?
She gave you an awareness of your surroundings and letting you know you were a light, you are a light, and that when you're around others who want to, cover your light,
Yep. But she was my mom. Your mom doesn't know anything
only because
until
we
you
stay
get
the same
older
until
or
we.
you become a mom. And then you're like, wow,
She was so right.
yes, she was right on a lot of things. Oh, a lot of things. And I'm seeing a lot of those now. And like, she was trying to save me, like you do your own children. You try to save them from hurt and all of that. And that's what she was doing. But I didn't look at it like that because I am an Aries. And you're trying to put me in a cage and keep me from, expressing myself and um, finding things out myself, exploring, you know. So I still have an issue with that when people try to put me in a cage or hold me back. That's my go. That's igniter to my soul, basically. But it's that. But there's a lot of things that she said, and I've been hard on my mom. I've been really hard on my mom through some years. But it was all about not understanding her and then thinking, this one hit me really hard lately. I know how I feel about my children. Why did I not think of it like that with her? You know, it's hard. She wants the best for me, just like I want the best for my children. But why did I fight her so much? But I was still hurting for years. And it was a hurt that she has not experienced and couldn't help me through.
She experienced it through you.
She what? She experienced. Yeah.
She didn't want to see you hurt like that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's nothing she could do.
Right.
And
And you know, it gets to be too much. And um, you can't keep talking to somebody when they're putting walls up and expecting, but I didn't talk. That's one thing that I have done for years is I've kept everything. I fought grief by myself. I didn't win that one. Um, and then parenting by myself and doing everything myself. Yes, I can do a lot of things. I can take a toilet apart, I can snake it, I can put it back together, but I don't want to do that anymore. Those
good.
are just things as, a single mom, on a budget,
Figured it
you
out.
flush a bounty down the toilet. Now it's not flushing. I can't call a plumber. So I had to figure that out myself. And I did. And my dad and mom came over. And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what I have to. But I, that was a choice. I
Thank
could have made a phone call out to a lot of people and said, hey, anybody have a plumber? Anybody know anyone? No, I ran right up to the Ace Hardware and I rented the snake and it didn't work. So I went and got the power snake and I did that one.
And what have
And
you learned about yourself in all that?
then I figure out a way to make things happen and I'm resilient. But I'm tired. I'm also tired of being resilient by myself. It's a lot to carry by yourself.
So, in that tiredness, does that mean that you're opening up yourself and being vulnerable to share in partnership?
Yes. I have I actually journaled on this one this morning of all the loves, all the men I thought I loved before. Because I know now I did not go into those relationships unconditional. I didn't. I know I didn't. I always thought I did, but I didn't. I had expectations of them, but I never told them what they were. And I always, how they say like you meet the person at the mentality that you are at that time, your mental, and that's what it was. And that, but I was growing and they were not. But I always entered relationships with, I can always leave. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't put his socks in the hamper. That was like a check mark. Don't like that. Don't like that. And that's what I did until I eventually was like, I can't do this anymore. But it was set from day one because I was looking for something that I was not going to find again because that was a once in a lifetime type love. And that was that love. That doesn't mean that I don't deserve love. And that's my next working on. Well, actually, I'm not working on it. He's coming. I don't know where he is, but he'll be here because I'm getting downloads of him and dreams, which is really strange. It's kind of cool, but I mean, it is cool. It's not kind of cool. It's cool, and it's
You caught yourself there. I love it. It is,
yeah,
it's a
it
blessing.
it
And
is. It is
you
a
pick
blessing.
yourself up.
Yeah.
So, how do you balance ambition and rest, ensuring that you stay aligned with your values and avoid burnout?
Well, a few years ago, I had a diagnosis that I don't believe I have anymore, manifesting. Um, I was on some really strong medication for a while, didn't feel like myself. I took myself off of that, and I've really been started listening to myself, but not really listening to myself. I'm getting better and better as the time goes on. But these last 2 years, I've really been listening to myself. And when I am tired, I rest. I force myself to rest. I do sometimes find myself that I'm maybe dragging out a little longer than I need to, but I'm aware of that. And then I'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to get up now and I'm going to go do this project. If I'm still tired, I'm going to sit down. And that's how I pretty much giving myself the grace that when I'm tired and enough is enough, put it down, sit down quietly. I turn the TV off, I turn everything off. Um, I used to always have to have noise on. I start with the TV on when I go to sleep, but I have a sleep timer that shuts it off now. If not, my sleep is disrupted more. And I'm realizing that too. Little things that, make a big difference in my day. Because I'm very physical on my daily job. So I need my rest.
Mm, good. You need a place for replenishment.
Yes, yes.
Good.
And sometimes that's just spending time with friends too. It just depends on what level I am at.
It sounds to me like you've heightened your level of awareness
Yes.
and what's
I was,
acceptable and what's not.
yeah. Like I said, I was surviving. I was not, I was aware of things going around me, but not as much as I should have. I was distracted. And I'm working through that distraction to make it more pleasurable to me and profitable to my life and my health and all of that. I don't know if profitable is the right word, but beneficial is a better word. Beneficial to my health and life and relationships.
And what was the word you chose for this year?
Light. And it continually shows up. Um, and I'm embracing it. Sometimes I may not understand it as much and question it, like, why are all these people around me and all of this stuff? And the more that I'm digging into myself and my journals and stuff, I see that, when you're looking to be the light, you're going to shine brighter than others, which is going to draw attention. And that's something that has been really bit difficult to me too. I'm the person who liked to sit in the background and watch what was happening, people watcher. So I'm working on not being the people watcher. I'm still people watching, but I'm in the middle of it. I'm not hiding out.
And last but not least, which was not on the list, where where do you see your faith in all of this?
Well, my faith grows every day. I did live for a while, not believing in faith for myself, but for others. Um, because the last really big, powerful download that I got is when my husband passed, I've always known where he was. I knew he went to heaven because of how he passed, how he was, who he was. I never doubted that, but I did doubt God. And I was driving alone in my car one day, and that came booming in my head several times. You never doubted where Frank was. You knew he was here with me, but you doubted me. And that was huge. That was really huge. And I've shared that with a lot of people because that means a lot to me. And I used to be very keep that in my heart, things that I saw, things that I felt, things that were said to me, because in the past I've been told that really doesn't happen. That's not something that you should be proud of, seeing things. That's not the way of the Bible. You're not supposed to be a seer and all of this. I think I might have taken some of that incorrectly, like not misunderstood it. Um, because I don't believe that. I believe I I'm not doing things for evil. I'm seeing things and feeling things and I'm going with them. That's, and I felt that that's what that was back in the days. But I saw things as a child and said things and was told to keep quiet. So,
Well, and it's something to acknowledge that judgment that we all get when it comes to faith, whether it's from a person, from a space, from a statement, you know what I mean? Misunderstanding something and then, course correcting without, because it's easier, like, oh, that wasn't the answer. Realizing it is the answer, and that might be the deeper dive of understanding how together that might look and how common it is to be in that state of where are you? What happened? Why didn't, all the deep rooted questions around something so I mean, terrible. Nothing worse than that, I feel, you know? And yet, that understanding that it's been that walk, and sometimes you did it alone, and yet you were really never alone because you didn't, it's not like you had a seance and was like, go away, because he was always there. But it was, I always visualize the place in the car. The moment when I went to my first Bible study and the little old ladies next to me were like laughing when I was like, I like to drive and God's in the passenger. And they're like, hee hee. I'm like, that's so funny. What do you mean? I didn't know what I didn't know because I didn't understand. We're not meant to drive life like that. We're meant to be in the passenger seat. When something so intense happens, we want to take the wheel because it's what we have control over because we didn't have control over that situation. So it's completely that space of vulnerability that I believe that you've acknowledged and you're opening up yourself to relate to way more people. And it literally drops the judgment.
Yeah,
You did the best you could with what the tools and resources that you thought you had. And you didn't push it away forever. And it wasn't like you were saying, Frank wasn't somewhere in a beautiful place. You knew that without any question. It was just that he wasn't with you physically.
right. Cute.
Mm. And what I do remember and want to point out yesterday that you said that was so beautiful when it came to your mom. Do you remember what you said about your mom yesterday?
Oh my goodness.
About her being first.
Oh, oh, that's something that I say a lot. Yeah, that is something that hit me really hard and made me really start thinking about things is that this is her first time being a mom. And I've had my mom. I'm 56. My mom is 75, and I've had her my whole life. She lost her mom when I believe she was 36 when when my grandma passed away. And my grandma was the best. GB was she gave love unconditional and she was never treated the way she deserved to be treated. I don't think. Because to me, she was this huge presence, but she always made herself small.
Mhm.
And she didn't deserve that because she was beautiful.
And how that almost happened to you.
Yep. Yep.
So beautiful. So how can people find you?
Whew, they can find me in the Worthy Collective. Um, I have a Calendly app where you can go there and schedule with me. Like I offer all types of holistic modalities. The one I'm focusing on the most is nutrition right now, but I also have other modalities that can help. Um, I mean, it's just I just want I just want to help guide people to a better place and to let them know they're not alone and just be beside them, giving my knowledge and help and understanding in whatever it is that they're looking to accomplish. And I think, and if I'm not the person, we have a great group of people that we've got modalities and businesses and all kinds of things. And if you're wanting a business, we got somebody that will bring you, more help building your business and stuff. And it's a great community. And watching it grow is amazing. And a lot of people that I've reached out to are not ready yet. And I get it. I understand it because I will tell you, 31 years is a long time to do everything on your own. Um, and I don't want that for somebody else. Just like I don't want to see somebody grieve like I did or didn't and
Mm.
then have to take it all on. You know what I mean? It's just making things easier. Life doesn't need to be hard. Life is supposed to be easy. Things are supposed to be easier. We fight it every day. We need to put the gloves down.
Let it be simple.
Let it be simple. Yes. Let it be simple.
I think that's the part of very driven women, very like women who are willing to face challenges. They've suited up, they've shown up, they've done great things, which is a blessing, yet blocking the opportunity of receiving in abundant ways because we have control over the service. And we've talked about this a lot, is that act of service is such a blessing. And
Yes.
and we get our cups are full in a special way from like literally witnessing what we've seen within you is just like we are all in like absolute awe. And yet we block the blessing of doing the next step of sharing it and saying who else is in this familiar spot because you're leaps and bounds ahead because you opted in. You signed up for the class and another class and another class. You found the spaces and places to study. You got help. I'm sure the times where you didn't want to ask for help, but there might have been someone in your class that knew something a little bit stronger or better, or went to the professor. You know what I mean? Like those inch by inch by inch by inch by inch, the things that you chose into, that now you're a beacon of hope and light for so many other people, especially women, because as women, we do carry some different hats than men do. I'm not here to debate. It's truth. It's 100% truth. And that's why God gave us the ability to carry children. You know, there's a multitasking there. We don't sit
Yeah.
there beep for 40 weeks, you know?
Right.
Doesn't happen like that. It's not meant to be that. It's so beautiful in that. And so I love watching you grow. It's one of my favorite things. And I know that all these skills that you have are such a blessing to so many who, when they are ready, they will be in absolute awe and recognizing that nothing has changed and everything has changed. Your heart is the same, yet your choices and acknowledging the spaces in which you're choosing out of is different.
My heart feels bigger now and fuller, which is because it felt like it was holy before.
It was
Hmm.
filled in those cracks with gold.
Yep. Yep.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, love.
Thank you.